The confirmed number of new coronavirus cases reported in Los Angeles County over the last 24 hours is 429, with 17 additional deaths. Here in Torrance, 14 additional cases were reported with 1 new death. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Christine Lee. It's Wednesday, March 23rd. More than a third of COVID-19 cases in the U.S. are now caused by the BA.2 subvariant of Omicron. Overall infections are still declining from January's record highs, and despite the rise of the extremely contagious subvariant, U.S. health experts say a major wave of new infections is not likely to happen here. In LA County, the new variant accounted for 6.4% of all sequenced COVID-19 cases during the last week of February. That's a slight increase from the week before, when that number was 4.5%. LA County Director of Public Health, Dr. Barbara Ferrer, says this means the region needs to be prepared for the possibility of more cases in the near future. She reminds Angelenos that getting vaccinated and boosted are the best ways to avoid another surge. Moderna's lower-dose COVID-19 vaccine works in babies, toddlers, and children under 6. The company announced today that if U.S. regulators agree with their research, they could finally start vaccinating the little ones by summer. Early study results found that the young children developed high levels of virus-fighting antibodies from shots containing a quarter of the dose given to adults, although it was less effective against Omicron. Moderna officials say the vaccine provides the same level of protection against COVID-19 in the younger kids as it does in adults. 18 million children in the U.S. are under the age of 5 and not yet able to get vaccinated. Moderna plans to ask regulators in the U.S. and Europe in the coming weeks for authorization to vaccinate the youngest group with its 2 smaller dose shots. The company is also seeking to have its larger dose shots cleared for older children and teens in the U.S. A new study reveals that people who recovered from COVID-19 within the past year are 40% more likely to get diabetes compared to those who were not infected. Researchers analyzed the records of 181,000 COVID-19 patients in the Veterans Health Administration system and compared them to more than 8 million people who did not have COVID-19. The increased risk translates to 1% of people who have had the virus developing diabetes who otherwise would not have. That's potentially millions of new cases worldwide. The large study was published on Monday in the journal Lancet Diabetes and Endocrinology, and most of the people with diabetes were diagnosed with type 2. Some researchers say COVID-19 could also be triggering an entirely new type of diabetes where certain cells mistakenly start to raise blood sugar. The study adds to evidence showing an increased post-COVID risk of cardiometabolic conditions such as diabetes, as well as heart and kidney complications. More students in LA are now able to go to school without their masks. The LA Unified School District Board of Education approved an agreement yesterday allowing nearly every student and staff member to remove their masks indoors beginning today. Members of United Teachers LA voted overwhelmingly to approve the agreement on Monday night. Masking will continue to be required for staff and students in early education centers and other early learner programs. The agreement calls for continued weekly COVID-19 testing of all students and staff through the end of the school year, with masks strongly recommended indoors. The district must also continue to offer KN95 or N95 masks to any employee who requests them, as well as provide take-home COVID tests to all students and staff for baseline testing prior to the beginning of the 2022 spring break. The agreement will be in place until June 30th. Every other week, we share a Wellness Wednesday story to help you stay on top of this pandemic both emotionally and physically. Throughout the month of March, we celebrate Women's History Month. It's a time to reflect on the courage of women in past generations and to celebrate how their efforts and bravery are truly making a difference today. Well, this week I had the opportunity to meet an entire group of inspiring women. We all gathered outside of City Hall on Monday morning. We were there for a special check presentation event where Congresswoman Maxine Waters presented 2 checks totaling more than $7.2 million to support local initiatives such as funding for a stormwater basin project and buying all-electric buses for Torrance Transit. But at the end of the ceremony, Mayor Patrick Fury presented Congresswoman Waters with a certificate of recognition in honor of Women's History Month, recognizing her dedication to public service and to the Torrance community. Congresswoman Waters has been in public service for more than 40 years and has gained a reputation as a fearless and outspoken advocate for women, children, people of color, and the poor. She shared her thoughts on the importance of this recognition during Women's History Month.
I've been around for a long time. I've been an elected official for many years, and I had an opportunity to reflect on the progress that women have made, just as I looked around here today, and I see you, and I see Donna, and I see others who are in important positions doing the work that many years ago I did not see. So I'm grateful.
Standing next to Congresswoman Waters was Councilmember Heidi Ashcraft, who shared her perspective on this special time of the year.
Well, when I first came on to council, I was appointed, and I was the only woman appointed. So being that this is Women's History Month, it means a lot to me.
Donna Duperon, President and CEO of the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce, shared a common memory of how different our world looked just a few years ago.
You know, Title IX happened when I was in high school. And I was in high school playing basketball where we only played half the courts, and just to see the progression, and as somebody said earlier, we still have a long way to go, but we're paving the path to get there.
And also stemming from a childhood memory, Torrance Transit Director Kim Turner brought the conversation back to our distinguished guest of the day.
Congresswoman Waters, I treasured her. I looked up to her since I was a little girl. She's always been my congresswoman, and I truly appreciate the fact that she does what she does. She is strong as she is, and she's a powerful woman in the legislation.
Congresswoman Waters left all viewers with this reminder.
I want women to believe in themselves and to believe that their thoughts are worthwhile and to believe that what they have to say is important. Have confidence and keep moving.
You can watch more from this special day on future episodes of Weekends in Torrance. Several candidate forums will take place starting today and through early May, giving Torrance residents many opportunities to get to know their potential local representatives before the June 7th election. City Council Districts 1, 3, and 5 are up for grabs, along with the City Clerk, City Treasurer, and the mayoral seats. The first of 8 candidate forums begins at 6:30 tonight at South High's Cafeteria. The next ones will take place on March 31st, April 14th, 20th, and 21st, May 1st, 3rd, and 5th at locations throughout the city. For detailed information on each candidate forum and to learn more about the upcoming June 7th general municipal election, go to torranceca.gov/election. Well, Paul Comon, founder of Paul's Photo, has passed away. His son, Mark, shared the sad news this week, saying his father was 90 years old when he passed away on March 17th. Paul loved to travel, shoot film, and work in the darkroom. His passion for photography led him and his wife, Shirley, to open their small business in 1958. Shirley passed away in 2020. Mark says his dad always had his camera over his shoulder, capturing the pictures from his imagination. Paul even taught photography at the Torrance Adult School in the 60s. Mark says it is a blessing that his mom and dad are together again. We're so sorry for your loss, Mark, and thank you for carrying on your father's legacy at Paul's Photo. I actually had my grandmother's photo printed from Paul's Photo for her funeral a few years ago. We're sending prayers to you and your family. Well, a new family business is celebrating its grand opening today with a ribbon cutting ceremony.
1, 2, 3. Pizza!
My great-grandfather started Giuliano's back in the 50s, so sandwiches have been our thing in our family for a very long time.
We have a really unique pizza that's fermented for 48 hours. So it's really light and fluffy, crispy, it's delicious.
We're here to help the community. We're here to serve the community and develop ourselves as a takeout partner in Torrance.
This takeout and delivery spot is an extension of Gaetano's restaurant, which has been a Torrance staple since 1993. Piccini means little ones and was named after Vince Giuliano and his wife JoJo's two little boys, Luca and Nico. The family-run business is a dream come true for Vince and his family. He says after COVID-related setbacks, they're so grateful to finally make this dream a reality. Piccini also has a roundup and match program on all orders to support local nonprofits. Congratulations on your grand opening. Well, today is Giving Day, and the American Red Cross hopes you will decide to give generously, whether it be blood, platelets, or your time. Red Cross officials say every 8 minutes, they're able to respond to a disaster in the U.S. because of donations and volunteers. The nonprofit provides emergency shelter, food, emotional support, and other assistance. So far this year, volunteers helped close to 60,000 people after almost 16,000 home fires across the country. The Red Cross encourages every viewer to unite with thousands of compassionate individuals by donating at redcross.org/givingday. And for those ready to roll up their sleeves, you can get started by visiting redcrossblood.org. Today is also National Puppy Day. It began in 2006 and is an excellent opportunity to show off your dog's supermodel side. My husband and I adopted our first dog last November. Her name is Somi, and she is a rescue from South Korea. We found her on Pet Finder through a nonprofit called Angels of Raleigh Foundation. She was rescued from a meat market and is still overcoming some trauma, but her calming presence has been priceless during the pandemic. If you're thinking of adopting, today is the perfect day to get started. Shelters typically have the highest intake of dogs around summertime. With 30 to 40 animals entering a shelter daily, they need kind humans to give them the loving homes they deserve. There are a number of nonprofits and LA County-run animal shelters in our area. Just go online and search for the location closest to you. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share feel-good stories from our community. Pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. The City of Torrance and its Social Services Commission are hosting their annual Toiletry Drive in an effort to serve the Torrance homeless population, which includes veterans, individuals, and families without shelter in our community. It's a campaign that is close to the heart of Commission Chair Deborah Bickford.
I also am a veteran, so I'm very proud to be able to help with those activities and recognitions for our veterans and helping the homeless. It's very difficult to find the solutions that we need for the homeless, but everybody's still trying. It's very encouraging to have such community support in trying to solve this issue.
The Commission needs new bath towels, full-size shampoo, conditioner, and body wash, women's hygiene products, toothbrushes, toothpaste, razors, shaving lotion, body wipes, bar soap, deodorant, and new socks. Hand sanitizers and disinfectant wipes are also needed. To drop off any of these donations, you can do so now through April 1st at City Hall and the Permit Center. And a drive-up collection will take place this Saturday, March 26th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the West Annex parking lot. That address is 3031 Torrance Boulevard. For more information, you can email Social Services Commission at torranceca.gov. What a thoughtful way to show how Torrance truly cares. Now, if you have a great story, an upcoming event, a photo, or video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, after nearly 2 years of COVID-19 Today, this daily live news program is coming to an end tomorrow. Next week, we'll take a special look back at the pandemic through candid interviews with key figures from our city. We're grateful for your viewership during these trying times and are excited to return with a new show beginning next month. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 Today. We'll see you back here tomorrow as Bella Shaw brings you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.